Hi, this is Frederick from Detroit, Berlin, a channel about modular synthesizers, eurorack modules, synths in general and music production. This is the one of the two most popular VCFs from Doepfer. The other is the Wasp filter, on which I will do a video soon. This is the A-106-5, the SEM type filter. It's a 12 decibel multimode filter and it's based on the SEM synthesizer from Tom Oberheim. A really popular filter because it has this nice sizzling tonality to it, to the filter. It has this, when you up the resonance, you got this really precise, not really thin, but it can sound thin if you want it to. So to fit it in the mix, you can make it sound thin, but you can also make it sound warm and analog. In contrast to the Wasp filter is really gritty and it won't self-oscillate. This filter has a little bit more resonance, so bear that in mind. You really need to tweak it and search for those sweet spots. Can't drive the input too much, otherwise it will pretty quickly kind of distort and you get stuck with a particular kind of not so pleasant sound. So you be careful with the input, and then you get a really sweet and precise sounding filter with that, yeah, that particular, I would call it, sizzle to it. It is a multimode filter, so that means it has a low pass, a high pass and a band pass. The low pass and the high pass are on the same knob, so you can mix between low and high pass. When you put it at 50%, it is kind of a notch. You also have the band pass, and what I like to do is combine that low pass, high pass in notch mode or in low pass mode and put some of that band pass in positive or in negative mix with that signal, and then you really get great results with that. To go quickly over the patch I'm playing on the Moog Matriarch, bypassing the Moog filter. I'm putting the SEM filter from Doepfer instead of the Moog filter. I've got two SEM filters to be able to play it in stereo. So they're kind of a little bit different, those two. One has a bit more resonance than the other, but overall they're of course really similar. If I really want that pristine sound, then I really grab to that SEM filter, or I just want to keep a sound pretty and tight and just want to take some low end off or low pass it a little bit, then this is a really great filter to, yeah, do that. Just put the resonance all the way down and you got a really nice and precise filter. Let's quickly go over the patch. Moog Matriarch, having a patch on the Moog Matriarch. In the intro I played it monophonically and paraphonically, syncing the oscillators, not syncing the oscillators. Then they go into the SEM filter, both of them. Then they go into the Matriarch again. Matriarch has an analog delay, slight delay on it, and then it goes into the spring reverb, also two spring reverbs to get that stereo feeling. And I'm also controlling it with the build up and drop from Voltage Vibes, which is kind of an offset attenuator, a performance tool, really handy. And to sweep both filters at the same time, I'm using this to, yeah, have control over both filters at the same time with a nice big fader. So that's really handy when you have more filters. Now when you have like 4 filters for a polyphonic synthesizer, then you can just route 4 cables to those filters and open it with one fader. I think that is extremely convenient. Let's go over all the in and outputs and knobs of the module. We got control voltage 1 input, so this is a non-attenuated input for the frequency. Then we got CV2 in. This is a polarizer input, which means it's like an attenuator, but it can go into the positive and into the negative. 0 is right in the middle. Turn it all the way up, it's 100% positive. Turn it all the way down, it's 100% in the negative. In the middle, nothing happens. Then you got the audio input and the level control. You got the bandpass output and you got the low pass / high pass output. The knobs are as follows. This controls the frequency, the control voltage 2 polarizer, just explained how that works. The level knob, which is normally at 50%, it will be just before it will distort. If you feed it like a Doepfer oscillator, then go beyond 50% and then it will start distorting. So be very careful, just keep it right in front of 50% or lower if you want a really clean signal. Then we got the resonance, then we got the mix knob, turn it to the middle and you got that notch. It is slightly noticeable, it's not extremely noticeable, so it's really subtle. Turn it all the way up and we got a high pass filter. And of course, everything in the middle will be a mix between low pass and high pass. What is really nice that you can just put it a little bit up and you have that nice low pass filter, but still have a little layer of that sizzle so that it doesn't sound dull. Sometimes if you low pass a signal, you take all the highs away and it becomes a little bit dull sometimes. So if you just have a little bit of that high pass and the high end is coming through, that really brightens up the signal and can be a really nice effect. That's about it. So it's a really simple module. Like most filters from Doepfer, they're pretty simple, pretty comprehensible, and it sounds very good. So I think probably in every system there should be an SEM filter, or if you're more into the gritty stuff, a WASP filter. Like I mentioned, I will do an episode on the WASP really soon, so please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, I got a Patreon page where I share my patches, so if you want to support me there, please become a Patreon and let's maybe do another patch. Opening that envelope, resonance, opening up that mix, there you got that sizzle. We'll exaggerate it by opening up that bandpass. Opening up that filter, that really nice resonance, that sizzle. Polarizing the signal, so in minus, so the envelope will duck. Really nice. That notch combined with the bandpass. only the notch. Really subtle. Opening up that bounce more resonance. Kick drum can make pretty deep kick drum. Really, say, kind of an EBM-ish sound this. Really like this. Like I told you, you really got to find that sweet spot, but when you find that sweet spot, this is really sweet, nice sounding. It can even sound a little bit gritty when that resonance is kicking in. It can sound very brittle, very smooth, very pretty. It's a versatile filter, and no wonder that it's so popular. It's an awesome filter, and yeah, I'm glad I've got two in my system. They're extremely useful, and yeah, it's the SEM filter sound many people are looking for. So I would say go grab a SEM filter 12 dB multimode filter from Doepfer A-106-5. And I would like to thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please do so. Give this video a thumbs up and hope to see you next episode. Bye bye.